understanding the design process for your custom home. Turn your dream home into a reality. Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. Today we have a special episode, and we're going to talk about understanding the design process. It's kind of one of those things where we go over with our clients, and a lot of times they don't realize how much goes into it, right?
They don't, but today we're going to tell them.
Yes. So my name is Sean Coy. I am the president and owner of SDS Homes Construction. We are a custom home building company here in Southern California. With me, as always, my beautiful, lovely wife and partner, Chantel.
Hi, my name is Chantel. I am the CFO and office manager at SDS Homes Construction.
And today we have a special guest with us. Because it's a designing thing, we wanted to bring designer extraordinaire, Mr. Rudy Morales.
Yeah.
Muchas gracias, Rudy Morales with Studio One. Glad to be here and excited to go over some topics with you guys.
Yes. So we have 10 things that we wanted to talk about to help you guys understand the design process and how to turn your dream home into a reality.
Sounds so mysterious.
Yes. You want to start us off with number one?
Yeah. So starting off with number one, which is what do you want in your home? What is your vision? What does it look like? And with that comes like your must-haves and your nice-to-haves. I think everything is a must-have, which is not good. But I think, there are things you have to have, like, restrooms,
Sure.
right? And bedrooms. Those
Sure.
are must-have. But things you don't have to have but are nice to have, like a theater room, a gym, perhaps. Those are the kind of things that are usually not on your must-have list.
Yeah, and Rudy, to end that topic, what do you see mostly as must-haves and nice-to-haves that you come across?
So your must-haves are your typical, how many bedrooms, your kitchen, right? Extra features that you're going to need inside your home that are necessities. So your bathrooms, your closets, how do you guys want that? Those are definitely must-haves. Your garage space, how many cars you're going to have in your garage. Those are all necessary items that we need as designers. Nice-to-haves are going to be probably like a secondary, kitchen, butler's pantry.
Oh, yeah.
How big your laundry room is going to be. Theater rooms, I would say those are nice-to-haves too. Not everyone decides to do those. But obviously we incorporate those into our designs when we need to. Half bathrooms as well. Some people are not really inclined to incorporate those into their floor plans. Those are nice to haves too, just because of how many people they're going to have at their home at one particular point. It's always nice to have, enough powder rooms throughout
Sure.
the house.
Nice.
So
Good.
Yeah.
Okay, number two, we want to choose the right architect or designer,
Yes.
right? And, we have Rudy here today with us because we entrust Rudy so much that he's actually designed our personal home.
Thanks, Rudy.
you're welcome.
Right? So, but we did do research,
Yes.
We looked at some referrals. We did look at his portfolio, met with him in person, communicated, and felt like it was a good fit. And it was a no-brainer, right? And we actually at SDS Homes here, we did partner up with Studio One and Rudy in order to give his services to all of our clients, right, that need design. So make sure if you're looking for somebody, you don't have to use Rudy. We'd love you to because he's our guy.
Please do.
But, make sure you do your research, check their portfolio, and then just meet with them and talk to them and get a good vibe. See if you like them or not. Right?
All good things.
Right. And again, this is all understanding the design process.
Right.
So these are things you have to look into.
Next up, what else is big is the consultation. Like the first time you're going to meet with Rudy, right? Your first meeting, it's almost like, what do I take? What do I need? And it's pretty simple, right? I think you need to come with your ideas. And if you have some inspiration board or something like that, I think that also helps, right, Rudy?
So usually what I ask for clients is, images. Images really help me out, determine how I'm going to lay out a project, how I'm going to be designing it, right? It all starts with inspiration. What do you want on your house? How do you want it to look? How do you want it to flow? So another key thing is obviously going out to the site and viewing different views, different vantage points that we can look at and really find inspiration and capture certain views. Those are all critical points as well. So bring as much as you want, as little as you want. I always work with what anyone brings.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, moving right along. Number 4 is actually creating the floor plan, right? This is
Yes.
this is a great stage because we got
That's the fun part.
balance and functionality, right?
Yeah.
So the floor plan comes to life. Rudy will sit down and show them what he has, and then from there we can make slight adjustments, right? But look at the future proofing as well, right? So are you going to have an extended family? Are you going to have more kids? How many bedrooms are you going to need down the road, right? We don't want to have to come back a few years later and tear the house open.
And
So
turn it to an addition.
on your side, creating the floor plan, what goes into that for you?
So for me, it's all about function. Rather than starting out with the outside, a lot of people like working that way, right? They design this grand masterpiece on the outside. It looks awesome. It looks amazing, right? But when you go inside, it may not function as properly.
Right.
So that's the number one thing on my end, at least. I mean, every designer is different. Every person that does this kind of work, they find inspiration different ways. But for me, personally, I always start with function. How does it work? What are the views you want? Think of it as like a canvas, right? You got to learn how to put your masterpiece up there and visualize it before you actually execute it. And that's the way I approach architecture and design.
Nice.
Yeah. I feel like that leads us kind of into, right, like incorporating your style, like making it uniquely yours, right? And that's where you're with Rudy and he throws out great ideas. I mean, he did for us as well. Some things that you don't think about. Thank goodness Rudy's there because he thinks of them to add them in. But how to make it uniquely yours, and whether it's with your interior design, is it with maybe your gate on the outside? Is it what makes it yours? It's always good to kind of add those things in.
So that was topic number 5, correct?
Correct.
Okay,
Yes.
good. So right into that, we'll go topic number 6, which is navigating the design revisions. So I'm going to let Rudy speak on this a little bit more, but revisions are going back to how long does it take to build a custom home, remember?
Yeah, I see you looking at me. Yes, because
And,
Rudy, don't
sometimes-
you throw me under the bus.
We have a fun experience with this. Yeah.
sometimes we have a lot of revisions that come up. Rudy, why don't you talk about revisions for us?
I mean, revisions are fun. As much as I hate them, they are fun, right? Sometimes we got to start from scratch. Sometimes it's just minor changes. But in this case, with the Kois, it was a little bit of downsizing and upsizing. So it's fun. It's fine though. That's part of the creative process, right? You want your client to be happy with the overall design and the ultimate final floor plan. So it's part of the process. Now, I always limit my clients to maybe 3. It always goes over. I'm not gonna nitpick about it, and I'm not gonna cry about it either. But again, the ultimate goal is to have a floor plan that's 100% satisfactory, and you're gonna be happy in that house, forever. And that's the main goal. So revisions, they do take time. It depends on how long people want to go back and forth. But if you're pretty quick about making decisions, we can make this fast and streamlined.
Yeah. That goes into your time frame,
Of
as
course.
you said.
The quicker you can revise, the quicker you can move forward.
We can move forward. Yeah.
Which goes into our next one, which is, we just talked about like the finalization of everything, right? And finalizing is like,
Yes.
because
Let's move to construction drawings.
you get to go into construction drawings, and then after that, things start moving fairly quickly, and then by the time you know it, you're hopefully into permitting.
Yes.
Well, that's a stage, but
At least we can get into permitting.
into permitting, and so that finalizing the design and kind of getting the blueprints is a fun stage, which comes after.
And I feel like Rudy likes it sometimes and doesn't like it sometimes, because this is also the stage when the builder, the builder, gets involved. Yeah. And, we look over the plans, and sometimes we see things that we don't like.
I'm staying out of this. I'm going to say you, because
So, I mean, ultimately, it comes down to budget, right? I mean, we can design something that's a masterpiece, but if the budget doesn't allow for me to put, diamond encrusted glass or something, right? It's not going to happen. But we always refine it. We accommodate to the client's budget and obviously to your guys' input, and make sure that we come on budget and we stay on time and we get this done for you guys.
Yep.
So, I mean, finalizing all drawings is always just a part of the process. We go through all the engineering, all the architectural comments that we need to make sure that all our plans are up to code, and that way it kind of streamlines the next process, which is going through plan check and getting permits, hopefully,
Yep.
as fast as we can.
Yep, good. And topic number 8 is avoiding common design pitfalls, right?
Yeah.
So this one is it really, I would say, over designing the house,
That's a big one.
right? Because then your
Yes.
budget gets blown out of the water. And so Rudy tries to
Wrangle
wrangle
you
me in
in.
and understand that we have a budget that, you can't have, what is it?
A diamond encrusted.
No, I was going to say you can't have a Lamborghini taste on a Honda budget.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So, topic number 8, avoiding common design pitfalls, is mostly about over designing and staying within the budget.
Yeah, which is super important. I mean, we all want a million things, right, in our home. And with throwing everything in the kitchen sink, as they say in there, it can get pretty massive. So it is then deciding, going back to what we talked about, right, your must-haves and the nice-to-haves, and
Yes.
kind of staying within those constraints will, help you to stay out of the pitfalls.
Yes, absolutely.
So moving on to number 9,
Yes.
which is incorporating the latest trends. So you want to make your home timeless, right? You want to make sure that you're not doing all of the latest hip trends, because it is a trend. It's going to go out of style, right? And usually, more often than not, this is your forever home. So you want it to look just timeless and always, people always have the same kind of feeling when they come to your house, that it's just beautiful and not outdated.
Right.
But yeah, I think I'll send it over to Rudy so we can kind of talk about some of those trends.
So we always try to push our clients to go with neutral colors and neutral finishes also, so that it gives it more of that timeless look, right? Very nice, cool grays always are timeless. You go with something a little bit more trendy, it tends to get out of style here pretty fast. But we incorporate what we can, and we give our input on what we can too. But ultimately, it depends on the client what they want.
So you don't want a Prince Purple Rain, purple kitchen?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying? If someone wants that?
I'll put it in there. I'm probably not gonna like it, but I'll put it in there just to make the client happy.
Well,
I'll give them my input too.
Yeah.
we had to paint the kitchen yellow one time
Canary yellow.
for one of our clients. And, I learned a good lesson, though, is make sure you take photos
Prior to.
before they decide to paint the kitchen yellow. Because now it looks like, something that we chose, right?
Yeah,
but it's
yeah.
not. It's their design element.
Yeah.
All right, that's a good one. The last one, topic 10, is designing for the future, right? Flexible spaces. Are your parents one day going to come move in with you? Do you need a junior ADU or something to that effect? So, Rudy, why don't you talk about that a little bit, as far as how do you sit down with the client and talk about their future needs?
So whenever we do that and we design for the future, we always ask them what are they thinking about adding on in the future, right? Whether it's an ADU or an extension of their house, an addition, right? That all matters, because we need to know how it's going to look in the future. And usually what I try to do is I try to envision it through the design process, right? We add what's going to be added, and then at the end we just kind of take it off and then just send the plans that way without the additions that are going to happen.
Yeah. So hopefully this helped you guys out today. We want you to understand the design process and, what goes into that, because if you are going to build a custom home, this is a step that you're going to have to take. You're going to have to sit down with Rudy, hopefully,
Yes.
and go over these things. So thanks for joining us today. We appreciate it. For Chantel and for Rudy, thank you guys for watching, and look for more of these, and we'll see you next time.